The next speaker, Madam Chair, is Wallace Gator Bradley.
Yes, good morning. Well, good afternoon, Madam Chair. First off, let me say I want to give honor and homage to God, and may He put the proper words in my mouth. Somewhere I've read that doing the same thing and looking for different results is insanity. The violence happening in our community is atrocious in our community. For us to constantly come here and the different venues and act like we don't know what the solutions are, well, let me tell you what it is. I am the solution. I know what it takes to bring the violence down. The thing that hurts my heart is that we as African Americans don't want to accept the fact of what I know. Google it. Google Wallace Gator Bradley and the gang summits. Google what some of the commissioners here today knew what we did because we all took part in it. From Steele's mother to Commissioner Butler to Commissioner Sims, we know what to do. But you act like we don't know what to do. 60 shootings, 8 homicides in a weekend. And you still act like you don't know what to do. As far as about the money, Cook County government, you need to stop paying for the special prosecutors and let those individuals go that the torture commission has said has been tortured. Why you still spending money wasting dollars? These are babies dying. Y'all sitting there like it ain't our kids. It ain't happening in other community but ours. In their communities, they do something. In the gay and lesbian community, they do something. We sitting here like we don't know what to do. Google what I've done. Use that same plan. Stop decaying our community.
1 minute.
I heard nothing from this body when the man said lock up 18,000 gangster disciples, meaning lock up 18,000 African Americans. Nobody said nothing. Letty has said that about the Jewish community. You're sitting here and our babies dying. That's why the church, something else. They start giving our babies witness in the damn schools. That's why you got a mental problem when they get to high school or before they get out of 8th grade. It's a shame. So our babies just getting killed.
30 seconds.
And I got the solution and you know it and you don't use it. So don't fault the baby, don't fault the white man, don't fault the police, fault yourself.
That's right.
Shit.
Miss Gator, would you come to the, okay. You, okay, know the solution. I know the solution, but I can't solve the problem. We don't have a money bag that we can go into the African Americans here and fund, build new schools and do all of the things that need to be done by ourselves. Now, if you can tell us how to do,
I agree with you.
then I tell you what you do. Put it in writing, what you know to do.
It's in writing. All you got to do is Google Gator. It's going to come up. The thing about it is this here. Madam Chairman of your committee. It ain't the money. It's the fact of them using the plans that work. What I mean by that? Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford still have influence on the streets. If one of them was Palestinian and one of them was Jewish, this council would send resolutions for somebody to go and talk to the Palestinian leader and the Jewish leader and tell them stop killing each other. But you have a problem with putting a delegation together to go into the institution in the name of decency of stopping our babies from killing one another, to go say, Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, the low influence that you have that you don't want nobody to know about, would you use that influence to help our community to stop these killers? And what I mean by this, because I do it, The reason they was able to catch the ones that killed Hadiyah is because it was Gator standing out there saying, don't go with the gangster disciples, go with the ones that ain't listening to the leadership. They got 4 alphabets, it's 67 of them, go right in that corner, and they found the ones that killed Hadiyah. The 6-month-old baby, they got killed because Gator go behind the walls and talk to them and hear what y'all heard. Let's go find who killed them. And for the mayor and for the superintendent to know the individual that killed the baby and then go to him for 2 months until we had to put the pressure for the man to walk and turn himself in, and you're talking about you don't know what to do. That's what we know to do. I ain't with no money. I ain't get a dime. So we need to stop that. We need to don't hate because I know what to do.
I don't hate you, just do
I
it.
didn't say. I'm just saying this here. I'm just saying this. It's a shame. It is a shame. And our children see this. So they have no respect for our iconic leaders that was in the civil rights. They have no respect for their parents. We as a community have a problem with Waka Flocka coming to do a Stop the Violence concert because they say they hate the videos that he did when he was violent, but we don't support them when they want to stop the violence. We got to be crazy. We got to be crazy. And I'm saying this. I know what I do, and there's others. It ain't just me. Somebody might say, well, okay, it's just the West Side. We one race of people where violence in our community. You wake up, you get the paper, you look to the weather, how many people been shot and killed before you get to the sports section. And we got to be crazy. Keep coming, we don't know what to do. What we gonna do? Need no money. And I'm saying this, if Commissioner Butler and your mother didn't give me the chance to be involved in their campaigns when they ran for office, I wouldn't have had the right to get a pardon. And I got a pardon. I got a pardon from the governor, not for a crime that I didn't commit, but because I put the work back into the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm just saying that they just give you the weekend reports. They ain't giving you the full week report.
Yes, sir.
And we sitting here. Why our babies don't respect us, why the young adults don't respect us. You afraid to listen to them. They got the best public safety mechanism because the children that navigate every day to get to school, if we listen to them, we have a public safety program. Ask them how they get around the alley from where their block going to do the shooting at. I know because I asked mine. I got an iPhone because he said get the iPhone. I tweet. I stay in touch with them. They stay in touch with their neighbors. They stay in touch with their friends. Daddy, you need to go and tell the alderman in the 34th Ward there's going to be some shooting at Finger because Willie Earl mad because somebody kicked him on his foot. I called the alderman. She called her. You know I'm not lying, Commissioner Sims. I called the alderman. She called the principal at the school. We found out who the parent of Willie Earl and who the parent of the other individual and get them to bring both the kids together at the school, and then there's no fighting. It's that simple. No money. No money. And if you're talking about the money, stop wasting dollars about those individuals who everybody know was tortured while they pay outside lawyers getting a special prosecutor. When y'all paying a special prosecutor, then he go on public TV and say he don't know how much y'all paying him when it's a record because he got to send the thing to Brother Driscoll You got to send a bill to Driscoll, and it ain't no blank check y'all giving them. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, stop wasting taxpayers' dollars when you're still gonna have to pay the settlements. They saying the person been tortured. The leader of the person that did the torturing is in the penitentiary. Look at him as if he's Larry Hoover, and then y'all can understand the man. You don't waste no money. You know. So I'm just saying, I'm just giving it to you.
Okay.
And it's rawness.
All right, thank you so much.
Next speaker, Madam Chair, is Mabel Taylor, be followed by Philip Jackson,
wait.
and then Suzanne Coleman.
Commissioner Sim want to respond.
Oh, he's not going to argue with me. You know, Gator, you can go back to the mic. No, because let me tell you what a lot of people don't understand about Gator. And people are still trying to figure out. And Commissioner Silvestri, I want you to listen to this. I want you to. People don't listen a lot of times to what you say, Gator, because sometimes people are afraid. And they shouldn't be afraid of you. Because, and I say this all the time, when people put labels on people, labels are hard to remove. My mother taught me that at a very young age. When you label somebody, it's bad because sometimes it follows them for no reason. And you wear an X on your back.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're an ex-offender.
Correct.
And it's hard to get that X off your back. And I recall when all of the gang violence and stuff was going on, and you were out there talking about what needed to be done. And for some of those young people that have gotten shot, and you've gone out to the community, and I know this to be a fact, that you said to nobody to hide the shooter.
Right.
You know, me and you had this conversation,
Right.
and you told me
Right.
that you were putting it on the street.
Right.
That nobody is to hide the shooter.
Right.
And the shooters turn themselves in.
Right.
So in our community, there are people that don't understand how things work. And for some odd reason, you don't get the respect sometimes that you deserve for trying. You know, I commend Commissioner Butler for giving you a space to come and sit sometimes and to vent and to talk about this stuff. Because people are frightened. They're frightened of what you will say. Because one thing I know about you, Gator, whatever comes up, gonna come out.
That's why I asked God for the proper words.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, okay.
But one thing people don't know about you is that you have 2 sons.
Yeah, I do.
And if Gator's 2 sons walked in this room today and they sat down, you would never know his sons from the average middle class African American family.
Right.
Because I can tell you where his sons are on Sunday. His sons are in church.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you where Gator is on Sunday. He's sitting at church.
Mm-hmm.
But see, people don't know that about you. People don't know that you have turned your life around because you don't want to see your sons
Correct.
in the penitentiary to repeat and to go through what you went through.
Correct.
So I say all of that to say people have to understand where you're coming from and how do you get them to understand where you're coming from. And you and I have had the conversation about Jeff Ford and Hoover and the delegation going to see them.
Yeah.
And you know, some things take time. And I know you've been talking this language for a long time.
A long time.
For that to take place. One of these days, somebody will hear and somebody will go and request that to be done. Congressman Rush also
I
asked.
I think you're right, Commissioner, and I believe that's going to happen.
Congressman Rush asked for the same thing.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not an ex-gang person, but know a whole lot of people in it.
Right.
I mean, when I say ex, you know, if you go back, you know my father's
Right,
history and,
right.
and
I
all
know,
that stuff
right.
way back. But we will get there because something has to happen. Because too many of the kids, and nobody knows this, Jeff Ford's daughter
Right.
is an interrupter.
Right. That's what
And
I'm
see,
saying.
people don't know that either.
That's what I'm saying.
So that
You
the
know-
gang members' families don't want this stuff to
Right.
continue either.
Right.
So one of these days, everybody will get it.
You know, Commissioner.
Well, okay, guys, we got 8
Hey,
more people.
I'm sorry.
Eight.
Hey.
I'm sorry. 8 more
No,
people.
but you know we can't continue to just dismiss stuff like that when because Gator doesn't get the respect and people don't really
I
know
agree.
him.
I
They
agree.
really don't know him.
I
And they
agree.
are, when they see him coming, they want to say, okay, here comes Gator, and they don't want to hear it. But they got to know that Gator's a family man with some kids who don't want his kids to die either.
I understand.
You understand it. I understand it, but there are people in this room that don't understand it. Right.
Okay.
There are people outside the room who just don't get it. So we can't just dismiss him like that. We got to hear him and not rush it. We give everybody the same amount of time. And I know we got 8 people. They didn't sat here this long. They'll sit here another half an hour.
Okay, but they got 8 more people. And I agree with you because we did give him extra time, a lot of time, and I respect everything he said. I know.
Thanks for
Gator.
your comments, Gator.
Yeah, thank you, Gator.
The next
He
speaker,
knows that. I mean,
The next speaker, Madam Chair, is Mabel Taylor. Mabel Taylor. Mabel Taylor. The next speaker is Philip Jackson. Philip Jackson. Philip Jackson. The next speaker is Suzanne Coleman. Suzanne Coleman. Suzanne Coleman. The next speaker is Ronald Holt. Ronald Holt. Ronald Holt. The next speaker is Eric Smith. Eric Smith. Eric Smith. The next speaker is George Blakemore.